Hey Joey, how are you? Welcome to the stream. Just getting everything ready. Finishing up some Instagram posts. What's up, guys? Welcome to stream. How are y'all? I am working on my Inktober art for today. If you guys are creatives too, y'all probably know the Inktober art challenge that goes on during October. And yeah, that's what I'm working on today. This is what I have so far. I've been working on it throughout the day, and I'm just gonna be finishing it up and then working on the one for tomorrow because I have a busy day, and I don't have that much time to dedicate to just doing art. So say to some Samham. I do not. My sister has a puppy. He's awesome, but I do not. I'm trying to keep my like the things I have to be responsible for to a minimum. So no pets. But if you guys have pets, let me know in the chat. Let me know what pets you have and what their names are, what kind of animal they are. I'd love to know. Yeah, I have so much going on, and right now I'm not in like a stable, like certain living setup. I'm about to move, and I don't want to just take on more responsibility. So, um, yeah, if you guys want to watch while I'm working on this live, if y'all want both the top down and the headshot uh, on YouTube, I'm streaming where you can see both at the same time. I'm still working on trying to figure out how to how to do it on TikTok because that would be cool if I could just do it in one spot. Um, yeah, that would be super cool. But yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. Um, it looks pretty cool already, to be honest. I just have a few things to refine and to add, and I'm gonna do that with this white chalk pencil, or it's a white charcoal pencil, and play around with some of the harder edges and then some softer edges, transition to both, um, or transition between both, and refine certain spots and just make it look real nice. So I'm excited, you guys. I'll be streaming almost daily during the week, during the month of October, during doing this art challenge. So if you guys want to hang out, make sure you follow me on Instagram because that's where I usually keep my schedule up to date and keep everybody um, in the know about these things. It's really hard to do it on TikTok. Um, what's up, guys, on YouTube? Welcome. Holler at me in the chat. I want to hear about your week. I want to see what y'all are up to, what you're excited about. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this art piece. And if you guys are participating in Inktober, I want to know. So let me know. Butterflies, 0.20, welcome. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna start working because I'm really anxious to finish this one for the day and then start on the second one. But as you guys show up in chat, um, let me know what y'all are up to today. I'm interested to know and to get to know you guys better. But yeah. What's up, guys on YouTube? Welcome to the stream. I'm so excited to be finishing up day 1 of Inktober and having you along. I'll also be working on day 2 of Inktober because tomorrow I don't have that much time to dedicate to art, so I'm gonna get a head start and do it on stream with you guys. So I'm excited for that. If you have any questions, what's up, Aiden? How are you, man? I'm gonna watch that probably Sunday evening. I have so much stuff going on this weekend, but I'm excited for it. I'm caught up, so I know all the things that are going on. It's such a cool show. I'm excited to hear your thoughts when I see you on Sunday. For those of you guys on TikTok watching, what's up? Welcome. I am really excited to be working on day 1 of Inktober. It's gonna be super fun, super chill night. I don't know how long I'll be streaming because I'll be working on day 2 of Inktober as well. But y'all are welcome to hang out as long or as little as you like. I'll be here doing this. So, yeah. Let me know in the comments what y'all are up to this evening. I know it's a Friday night. So I'm thankful that y'all are even just dropping by to see what I'm up to. Yeah. Let me know if the audio levels are good. The music just stopped, so y'all wouldn't hear anything right now. But there it goes, starting up again. But yeah, let me know what you're working on, if you're participating in Inktober or just hanging out. I'd love to know. What's up, guys? The movie Twister. I have not seen it, sadly. I'm sorry. But welcome to chat. And you guys on YouTube. Don't be scared to write stuff in chat. I'm gonna look up ever so often, see what you guys are chatting about. If y'all have any questions, let me know. Yeah. I know. I haven't seen it. I'm uncultured in that area. But it's all good. What do you think of the movie Twister? I want to get the perspective of someone who is cultured, who's seen it. And you guys on YouTube too, if you've seen it. I'm not that much into what genre would that fall into? I guess like a disaster movie. The only disaster movie I really like is The Day After Tomorrow. I think that one's really well done. But yeah, Twister, haven't seen it. Aiden, are you doing Inktober this year, or are you doing like even a little bit, or what's going on with your Inktober stuff? Or you're just chilling this month, which is good too. I know you have a lot on your plate. And let me know what y'all think of this piece so far, and if you have any guesses on what it's about too. I'd love to know your thoughts about it. What's up, guys, on TikTok? Welcome to stream. I'm just chilling, working on this piece for the day. There's an art challenge going on right now called Inktober, where you draw every day, and this is my piece for the first day. I'm finishing it up, and then I'll be starting on the second one for tomorrow. Yeah. How are y'all doing? Every time I ask that, I run the risk of sounding like Joey from Friends, which isn't a bad thing, but you know, I don't know if it's ideal. So, I don't know if you guys have seen that show. It is one of my favorite sitcoms, but I forgot how incredibly inappropriate it can be at times. It's crazy. Yeah. So I'm not going to recommend it to people that are of a certain age, but it's a good show. And then there's another show. There's two more shows that I started watching. One I started watching with my sister on Netflix, and then one I'm watching just on my own on Amazon or Apple Plus, I think it is. And it's really good. It's a sci-fi show. And if you're on TikTok or if you're on YouTube, you'll probably see it in the chat. It's called Foundation. It's pretty good so far. I just started it. There's only 3 episodes out right now. And I'm thoroughly enjoying it. But yeah, so right now I'm just refining the things that I laid down with ink and ink washes, and just going over it with this white charcoal pencil. And oh, thank you for the flowers, kitty girl. You get one of these for me. Welcome to the stream. This is what I'm working on. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but it's my art piece for today, for the art challenge that's been going on social media starting today. Yeah, welcome. Thank you so much for the flowers. I really appreciate them. I'll put them in a vase of water. It's gonna be a nice vase too, not one of those mason jar looking ones. How's your week? You doing okay? It's been a weird week for me, you guys, honestly. I feel like I didn't do anything that I really wanted to do, like that I set out to accomplish. So I'm feeling behind. Like, I wanted to have a YouTube video out today. Didn't do that. I'll probably be working on that after stream. Because it is around this piece. And I'm just now finishing it. So it's like, yeah, it's not ideal. Man. It's so weird. The lighting reference I used for this image does not make sense for what's going on, or for this face. Yeah, it doesn't make sense for what's going on in the piece, but these are just little studies that I'm making for my collection that I'm working on. So I'm not worried as much about that. I know I could always change that later on when I'm working on the final piece. I'm just trying to iron out the ideas and the composition, or whatever elements I'm thinking of using. I'm mostly working on that. um, in these. So that's what I'll be working on all month long for the art challenge. And, oh, excuse me. If you guys want to be kept in the loop when I go live, make sure you're following me on Instagram, because that's where I'm most active, and that's where I keep people up to date about stuff like that, about lives, about art drops, about all the shenanigans that go on in my community. Um, so if you're at all interested, make sure you're following on there. And then on top of that, I will be streaming every day, or almost every weekday. Yeah, I'm excited and a little bit like apprehensive about it, because that's kind of a big commitment, and I'm not gonna promise to stream every day, because I do have travel plans in October and stuff like that, which are gonna cut into streaming time, into hanging out on social media and online time. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my hardest. So if you guys are into it, I'm gonna probably be streaming at noon. I'll probably stream like me doing the Inktober pieces, and then I'll stream in the evening time doing the sketch for the next day, and it'll be like a shorter stream, probably like half hour, an hour maybe tops, because I do want to set good boundaries in place and make sure that I'm taking care of the things that need to be taken care of in my life, like spending time with family and friends, and taking care of my health, and making sure I go on runs and move around a little bit so I don't become stagnant. But yeah. I've done Ivy. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Thank you for the likes. Welcome to chat. I'm super excited to have you guys here, and you guys on YouTube. Thanks for chilling. Yeah. This is what I'm working on. This is the progress. I don't know if you guys can tell the little bit that I've refined. I'm just using this white charcoal pencil to refine the areas that need to be refined on this piece that I started off with ink and ink washes. It's super fun. I started working using this process and this workflow recently, and I've been loving the results. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it a consistent process, and figure out ways for it to translate into my paintings, like my acrylic and large scale paintings and charcoal drawings and stuff like that, because I love how much texture this has. Oh, it's a joke name. Okay. I appreciate that. Thanks, man. Well, let me know what to call you. Type it out in chat so I know what to call you. I really appreciate that. Thanks. But yeah, that's kind of the journey I'm on right now, is exploring this new technique, this new set of elements that I found that I like to work with in my art, and the way that I like to represent them, and pulling the forms out of chaos and like texture, and having a whole bunch of movement because of that. And also it helps highlight the characters more, because having something that's so refined surrounded by something that's more ethereal and like a little bit chaotic creates a weird contrast, and it really draws your eye to the parts, or it helps draw the eye to the parts that you might want people to look at and help tell the story. So, yeah. You're an artist also. Awesome. I'm working with ink, and then after it's dry, I go in with white charcoal to refine some of the parts that need to be refined. And but yes, I do work with charcoal as well. Just this piece, I'm using white charcoal to refine the areas that need to be refined, and then ink for the black parts. So, yeah, super fun. Uh, I'm also streaming on YouTube. So if you guys are watching on TikTok and you want to see the top down view while I'm working, follow me on YouTube. I'm literally streaming right now on there too. And there's a question on YouTube asking what is the idea for this piece, and I'm gonna start off by prefacing all of the pieces for Inktober are for my collection that I'm working on. They're sketches and like little concept pieces for the larger pieces that I want to do. And that collection is centered around celebrating innovation and people that are always looking forward and pushing our society forward. Creation, whether that's creatively, scientifically, working on discoveries, whatever the case may be. This whole collection just celebrates that aspect of humanity. And this piece is called "The Moon Is Not Enough," and it has to do with our unquenchable thirst. Oh, thanks, man. You awesome. Yeah, jump into chat. My YouTube name is Andy, and then SZ with 2 dots at the end. Appreciate that, man. Oh, I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna be here for a while. Don't worry. But yeah, so the idea for this piece is that unquenchable thirst that us as humans have for discovery, and once we reach one peak, we're still gonna be looking for more, and like the next mountain to climb, um, the next thing to reach for. So that's why it's called "The Moon's Not Enough," because we're always like reaching for the stars, reaching for the moon. And the moon does symbolize something, or like a very significant milestone in humanity and in human ingenuity. So, what a better way to create a piece that speaks to that than something having to do with the moon and people not being just content with reaching one goal, but they're going forward more and more and reaching for newer and greater heights. So yeah, I know that was a pretty long-winded answer to that simple question, Aiden. I hope you enjoyed it. But that's the theme for this piece. And then I'm also going to be working on day 2 Inktober. This is what it looks like so far, you guys, on TikTok. Pretty cool. I'm liking how it's turning out. But day 2 of Inktober, that piece is, I don't have a name for it. Maybe you guys can help me come up with the name for it. But the theme of it is, so you can see the expression on her face is very like bored and almost sleepy. And for a lot of intellectuals or even creatives, I know for me, I'm gonna speak for myself, whenever I'm talking to people, it's very hard for me to feel stimulated by certain conversations, because not a lot of people can have smart conversations nowadays. A lot of people are they're not taught to have smart conversations, so they're very dry, very surface level, and that I know for me is super irritating. So I usually don't engage. There's always this like glazed over look a lot of times when I'm talking to certain people, especially when they're talking about like subjects that either I'm not interested or um, are super surface level that I don't really care to discuss or like engage in, which I know that's kind of like a jerk move, but um, honestly, I think there should be a boundary and a limit to like how much input you're willing to take about stuff. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You're awesome. Let me know how the stream looks on there if you're on there right now. Um, but yeah, Annabelle, awesome. I see you in chat on uh on YouTube. Welcome. But yeah, it's interesting. So a lot of the pieces in this collection have to do with a lot of things that creatives go through, whether that's good or bad. I'm gonna do some pieces that touch on creative mania and like the struggle of um, having focused thoughts and not letting that manic need for to create take over, and just give a voice to that struggle, because I know a lot of people deal with it, but not a lot of people talk about it. And oh, it's okay, no worries. Watch wherever you're comfortable with. I'm not upset at all. I appreciate you hopping on at all. You guys are awesome. But yeah. I don't know if that makes sense. I know it's a lot to unpack, and that's why I want to kind of stream daily and keep people up to date in that kind of way, because it's easier to talk about each individual subject like in small doses, because some of them are super heavy and intense, and I know a lot of people come to watch live streams for fun, like to enjoy and chill. um so I don't want to create a space that gives people anxiety or um you know, uncomfortable, I guess, in that way. I know I'm gonna make people feel uncomfortable at some point somehow. It's just the nature of being human, but I'll do my best to facilitate a safe space for where people can talk about and share their experiences being creatives, especially being creatives, and especially during this collection, because that's what it's all about. It's about creatives and the struggles we go through to change the world with our creativity. Oh wow. You live in I am not in California, but I will be in California later on this year. I live in Texas. That's funny though, that I sound like I'm already from there. What's up, guys, on YouTube? If you're watching, let me know in the chat. If you're new or whatever's going on for you today, I'd love to engage with you guys on there. But yeah, this piece is almost done. I don't want to overwork it. I have a poor tendency of doing that. I have just a little bit more to go, and then I'll probably call it for this piece. It's looking really cool. I really like it. But yeah. Texas is pretty cool. It's just really hot and humid. Like, I'm sweating right now, you guys. It's crazy. I'm excited for California because it's dry, more dry, and there's no mosquitoes or very few mosquitoes. Um, the beach is super close to where I'll live, so I'll get to go to the beach. I'll probably end up doing some art streams at the beach because that just sounds like fun. While I do some sketches and things like that. Um, I started doing this super interesting, or at least to me it's interesting, thing where I add these geometric like highlights and stuff with the hard edges. And it looks pretty cool. Even though these pieces are supposed to look very cloudy, the collection is called In the Clouds, and it's inspired by the quote "Head in the Clouds." I don't go live every day, but I'm going to try to go live every weekday during Inktober, during this month, because there's the art challenge going on, and I know a lot of people do like to hang out and do art alongside other creative people. I know I like to do that, and I've done that in the past, so I'm trying to create that kind of environment here too. I love Laguna. I'll be living super close to Laguna. So yeah, I'm a fan. I like what beach did I really like? I think it's called Salt Creek. I really like Salt Creek Beach. That one was super awesome. But I like Newport, I like Laguna, I like most of the ones right there are very cool. Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm gonna call it on this one. I don't want to overwork it. I'm gonna give it a break and step away from it, start working on the other one, and yeah, this is what it looks like so far for the peeps on TikTok. I say I'm gonna stop working on it as I keep working on it. Hey dad, welcome to chat. My dad's in chat on YouTube. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. I'm enjoying it too. It's really cool. I'm loving how it's turning out. Um, but yeah, okay. I do need to put it aside before I mess it up and start on the next one. So good to meet you too. I hope you have an amazing evening. Aiden, thank you for the follow, and I love your name, your username. But yeah, this is what it looks like so far. It's pretty cool. There's definitely some things I need to. Yeah, I'm gonna put it aside though. I hope you have a good evening. It was nice meeting you too. um, Foolish, what's up? Welcome to chat. I'm working on uh, tomorrow's art challenge piece. Um, this was the first day for today. It's almost done. I might still touch it up a little bit, but I love how it looks. Very cool. But I needed to put it aside and let it chill. And I'm going to start working on the second piece. If you want to see top-down views, go on YouTube. I'm streaming on there where you can see both views. And yeah, welcome. Let me know what you're up to. I'm interested to get to know you guys a little better. Um, but yeah, you guys can see some of my process on how I started using ink, and it's an ongoing exploration, ongoing um, search for like how I want to represent certain things. And honestly, I do think this technique um, has some certain limitations on scale. Like I I would not be able to do this technique if I was drawing or painting smaller. Um, and I mostly use it to do studies. But who knows? I'm working on seeing how to use it to create my finished pieces too, because I do like um, how it looks when you pull out a figure out of chaos, out of all this chaotic texture, strokes. Um, I'm writing in my journal, like doing self examination on the different elements that I'm doing in this while I'm using this technique, so I can see the things that I can have control over to change. So like I have control over what kind of textures I prime the canvas. I have control over if I want to do drips or paint splatters or whatever the case may be. Um, I know this is going into kind of a lot of detail, but it's important because I know a lot of people that are trying to figure out their style or what kind of art they like to make. Kind of approach it haphazardly with like abandon, which is good, but if you don't like examine too, you don't really um, find like the common denominators and stuff like that. So it could be hard to pinpoint what you like about certain techniques, what how to re no how to what's it called, how to replicate, that's the word. Man, guys, it's been a long day, my brain is mush. um how to replicate those things, so that way when you're creating another piece of art, you don't have to really think about a lot of the things that you already figured out. You can just work on composition and just creating a compelling piece of art and tell the stories that you want to tell. I'm gonna take a drink of water because even though I'm super hydrated, talking this much gets me thirsty. You guys on YouTube, I'm excited you're here. There's definitely a lot more viewers on YouTube than there were last time, um, which is very encouraging because I do want to start streaming on YouTube a lot more. I want that to kind of be my primary platform for creativity and outlet. So, thank you. You guys are amazing. I'm excited to release the YouTube video that I was supposed to finish earlier today, but I did not because reasons. Just kidding. I was recording last night, Inktober day 1, and I was using gouache and not using this technique, and it turned into a big pile of poo. I didn't really like it. For some odd reason, it just was not looking like I wanted it to, like I envisioned it to look. So I had to start over, which I don't mind doing if it's for the best. Like if I know that what I'm gonna create after I like do it again is gonna be better. So hi, TKD, welcome to chat. This is ink, and I'm using it's water soluble ink, so it's not waterproof. And I have it all juiced up in this brush pen, and then this is just water. And I'm creating these really cool washes and textures, um, and pulling this portrait out of it. Are you an artist yourself? Let me know in chat. I always enjoy meeting new creative people, and I'm super thankful that you're in chat and hanging out. But yeah, you can kind of see how I just do the outline of the shadow, and then with the water I reactivate the ink and like pull it and fill in the shadow area. And a cool thing that's been happening with me working this way, it's changing the way I sketch because I'm sketching more for this medium. So I'll know where I want hard edges and soft edges, so that way when it comes down to pulling the ink and filling up spaces, I know what I need to do. You started teaching yourself in 2020. That's awesome. Oh, happy birthday, Raza. Raza? Happy birthday. Welcome to chat. I'm streaming both on TikTok and on YouTube, you guys. So if y'all are wondering who I'm talking to, probably talking to the other platform when it's not something you're seeing in chat on your respective platform. But TKD, what kind of medium do you like to use? What is your favorite? I'm interested to know. And you guys on TikTok, welcome. Here, let me show you guys. This is the art piece that I just finished for today. I might do some minor tweaks to it, but for the most part, it's finished. For you guys on YouTube, here it is, looking all nice. And then I'm working on day 2 of Inktober because tomorrow I don't have time to set aside for art. I have a lot of things on my schedule, and so I'm pre-gaming and hanging out with you guys. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, this is where you can see kind of all the little nuances of this technique. I started playing around with water soluble inks and working this way like a while ago, but not at its fullest potential, and I was messing around. Hey, what's up, Queenie? Welcome to chat. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had an amazing week. And if you didn't, that's okay. Welcome to the chill space that is my live stream. You've been sketching with pencils, but I'm learning to use gouache. That's awesome. Last week I used gouache. If you follow me on Instagram, you can see one of those pieces. Or if you want to see it now, I have them somewhere. I can grab them. But I was painting clouds because the theme of this new collection has to do with clouds. So as you can see, even in this piece, a lot of the textures are very cloud-like, and creating these abstract cloud shapes. Yeah, super fun. I'm really enjoying it. I'm getting really into it. when I go silent like that, you guys, I'm getting really into whatever piece I'm working on. Um, I'm still at a pretty like generalized stage. I'll show you guys on TikTok what it looks like right now. So this is what it looks like. It's pretty cool. Um, oh, nice. My mom's watching too on YouTube. Nice. Very cool. Yes, yeah. I got a whole bunch of my community on Instagram to send me cloud photos for inspiration. And I just need to figure out a way to incorporate color into this uh, pretty much monochromatic um, exploration that I'm doing. I have some ideas that I want to try out, but for now I'm just vibing with the black and white. So we'll see what happens. How are you guys on TikTok doing? Holler at your boy in chat. I want to know how everything's going, because life, you know? So right now the paper is super wet and I'm just putting ink on top of it and having it bleed out as it naturally would and create some smoother gradients, because with ink washes it's a little bit harder to do that. Can you request? Oh, hey Chie or Chi, Ellie. Can you request what? Let me know. Um if you're asking if you can request an art piece, um, you can, but right now I'm working on studies for my new collection. So that's my primary focus at the moment. Art in the art world. Um, but yeah, you can request. That's I'm not gonna promise that I'm gonna do it though, because my schedule's pretty crazy as it is. Paint your face. Maybe I will use your face as a reference. Who knows? I'll definitely ask before I do that though. um, I mean, you gave me permission on stream, but I'll definitely, if I decide to use a photo of you as a reference, I'll hit you up for sure. Because I do not want to pull shenanigans. I'm not a very well, I pull shenanigans, but not this type of shenanigans. I'll make sure to communicate. For sure. But we'll see. If you have any interesting reference images on Instagram, tag me in them or DM them to me. Tag me in them is better. And who knows? I might end up painting you. But yeah. Ooh, that was a good crack. Here's what it looks like so far. Still looking pretty nice. Yeah. Just refining the shadows and the values. Trying not to add too much darkness all at once. Oh, it's creepy, huh? Well, I haven't seen that movie. I don't watch a lot of scary movies. I actually don't like horror films. Suspense is okay. I'll watch like some dark humor stuff. But like spiritual stuff, is too real for me. I do not engage in that. So, um, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. All right, Aiden. I'll see you Sunday, buddy. Have a good evening. Thank you for joining the stream. I'm always surprised at how many people actually join Friday streams because, especially people that are local or like in similar time zones, um, because Friday night's usually not a night you spend chilling inside doing art or like watching live streams. You're usually out with your friends. But I'm very grateful. You guys are amazing. Yeah, TKD. Yeah, no worries. It is haunting though. I do agree. I know what you mean. Like these pieces, since they're so dark and like I have so much that's unknown and like carved out of darkness or dark areas, it does have a more haunting emotion tied to it, which I guess can be good. Um, Let me know what you guys think. And let me know, honestly, I'm super interested to know, how do you guys experience art? Like, do you connect with emotion more? Do you connect with story more and that connects you to emotion? What's the deal? What's the deal with you guys and how y'all experience art? That's something I'm super interested in as a creator and as an artist because like I'm interested in how people experience the stuff that I make and create. Um, so let me know in the chat how you experience art, or how do you prefer to experience art too. That's a totally different question. Answer either one. I'll take either answer, or answer to either question. Yeah, this is looking sweet, my guys. Very cool. There's gonna be a point where I'm gonna have to wait for this really wet layer to dry before I add more, and we can just chat during that time. So if you have any questions, that'll be the time to ask them because I'll be more engaged and like present of mind to answer questions. So think up of your question. Think your question. I can't speak. Think whatever questions you're wanting to know the answer to, and I'll answer them. Yeah. Tab, what's up? Welcome to the stream. All you guys on YouTube, what's up? But yeah. Man. Yes, ma'am. Welcome. It's been a fun time. My YouTube gang is saying hello to you guys on TikTok, so I'm translating the message. What's up? When I like it, when I like an image, it's usually because I feel it has a story behind it. Yeah, a lot of people do connect with story more than, and it does evoke more emotion. So storytelling is how you connect. That's interesting. What about you guys on YouTube? How do you connect to art? Is it through like a gut reaction, like an emotion that you feel when you first see the art piece, or is it more of the when you find out the story behind it? Let me know. I know personally, or what I've experienced, especially when I'm doing live demos and stuff like that, if I talk about the story or like my thought process behind a certain piece, people do tend to connect to them more. And I mean, as an artist, you want that. You want the viewer and the audience to connect, and especially when you're doing art live, because that not only builds a connection to your art, but builds a connection to you, so that person will literally, because of the art piece, build a connection to you. And I mean, that's what you want as an artist, to grow your community and your audience and create relatable art that speaks to people and the stuff they're going through, the experience they've had in the past, and maybe haven't had an opportunity to, like, what's the word I'm looking for? To see it represented in art. So lots of different stuff. But that's a good answer. The story behind it. And that's just reaffirming to me. I get initial feeling or vibe, and then I make up a story in my head if the artist hasn't explicitly told their story about the piece. That's good too. It's so these pieces that I'm working on right now for this collection, I'm actually gonna write little poems, like little 4-line poems to go along with these pieces, so that if the people are confused, or so that the audience, after they make their own like assumptions about the art piece, can look and see what my thoughts are. But since poetry does have a certain amount of what's the word, vagueness, like it can be vague, or it can be as explicit or as vague as you want it to be. I can kind of control how much of the story I let out through those poems. Yeah. I remember seeing one of your sketchbook flip throughs and loved when you explained the meaning stories associated. Thank you, TKD. Honestly, I'm trying to figure out what kind of YouTube, like long format content, I want to create, because it's a lot of work, and right now my focus is my art, and having to split that focus between editing, filming, and creating the artwork can be very anxiety inducing. So I'm trying to figure all that out. I think I'm on the cusp of something, especially since I started creating YouTube content again. I started writing out scripts for my videos, so even if I'm just showing me working on a video, I can actually be talking about a specific subject that can give value beyond just, here's this piece that I'm working on, the technique, and let me know what you think type of deal. Because to me, that even though you can make it entertaining, while I'm working on art, it's hard for me to entertain. Like, I'm super focused on what's going on the paper or the canvas. So yeah. That's not what I wanted, but it's okay. Um, yeah, time to drink some more water because hydration is important. And while I'm drinking water, I'm looking to see what's going on. But yeah. If I get quiet, you guys write something in chat that'll stimulate some conversation. Because I get too into it and I like forget to talk sometimes. Which I think every streamer at some point or another that does like this type of content struggles with. Or if I'm the only one, dang. Do what makes you happy, and the audience you attract will hopefully be kindred spirits. Amen. You know, that's a good advice. I agree. And that's what I'm trying to figure out is it's the combination of what makes me happy and what, but giving value makes me happy too. It feels kind of weird for me to just, I don't know. It might just be some kind of block that I need to get over myself. But you're right. I do need to create what makes me happy and what I know that I'm capable of with the time that I have dedicated and allocated to create content for each platform. Because there's so many hours in the day, and there are other things that might take precedence or like that are more important to create than others, to be honest. Recently, I've been doing a lot of my portraits with this super harsh, intense lighting, like very side lit, which I'm not hating. It's pretty cool. But I will need to at some point start experimenting with other lighting schemes because I don't want all of them to look the same. But I think we'll be all right. For you guys on TikTok, let me flip the view so you guys can see it. This is what it looks like so far. It got a lot darker. But it still looks pretty cool. I'm not mad at it. But my tripod is getting a little funky. There we go. You guys in chat, what plans do you guys have for this weekend? I know a lot of places fall is finally here. Here in Texas, it's still super hot. It rained today a lot. I did not want to leave my bed. And thankfully, I can choose not to, but I did get out of bed today and did adult things that needed to be done. Because discipline is also a thing that's important, especially when you work for yourself and you need to keep yourself accountable. Yeah. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys are up to this weekend, sorry. And I'm interested to know. I'm about to take a break from this piece and just hang out with you guys while this layer dries a little bit because it is wet. And before I start adding more detail and stuff to it, I need for this preliminary layer to just chill for a bit. Y'all hear the train? But yeah. It's so weird when the paper's this wet, there's a glare from certain angles. And I have to do like weird, kind of like the photographers when they're doing all those weird poses to get the angle right. That's me, but with like just being able to see the paper. Yeah, it looks cool. But also very haunting. Okay, TKD, I am glad you got to stop by. And I'm glad that you enjoyed the stream as much as you could. I hope you have a good time doing schoolwork, or as much as of a good time as you can. And I look forward to hanging out some more on my streams during the week. Yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on Instagram whenever I stream, like my stream schedule. It's never consistent. I'm always like random. But yeah, you guys on TikTok, here is what I got so far on this piece. It's looking sick. I'm excited to see how it ends up looking. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I need to just not touch it while this first layer kind of dries up, and I'll just chat with y'all. Whew. Man, it's been a long day. What time is it? 8. Finished one assignment today, so I'm just chilling for the rest. Oh, okay, awesome. I thought you were peacing out, TKD. I'm glad you're gonna be able to hang out for the rest of the evening. Yeah, I'm so glad that I'm finished with school. But honestly, you guys enjoy school, because once like real world stuff has to be taken care of, it's a lot. It can be a lot. And if you're in college, then it's just a mixed bag of. Oh, awesome, Chi! I'm so glad you like it. I'm so glad you like it. Yeah, it's weird. These really dark pieces are very expressive, and that's what I like about them. That's why I've been enjoying like this piece behind me is super cool. I have some other ones. Like this first one that I did is super expressive too. Like you can really feel the emotion in it. Yeah, I really like the direction these pieces are going. Man, who knows? I have so many cool ideas for where I want this style to go. I'm just praying for wisdom on when the right time to like lean in hard and explore those things is, because like I said, there's so many hours in the day, and certain things do need to take precedence over others. precedence, have precedence. Sorry, my language is, words are hard, you guys. I'm interested to see how these pieces would translate on bigger canvases, to be honest. Like that's gonna be so cool. I'm excited. I don't know. I'm just excited about what the future holds on a whole bunch of fronts. While we wait for this to dry, you're in grad school. Oh, that's crazy. But that's awesome. That's crazy in the awesome way, not in the like mentally unstable way. That's very cool. While I love the hands, it's so difficult for me to draw them decent. Honestly, I'm gonna do a YouTube video about this at some point. It's on my like video list. And one of the things that helped me in my art journey is learning to draw from observation. Because when you do that, you start beginning to understand the actual thing you're drawing or painting. And through that, you can draw better. And it's the same with hands. And since it's a hard thing, but it changes shape so much, like depending on what it's doing. So observation, getting reference, super important. That's yeah, I have so many references of hands, of faces, of all these different things, just so that way when it's time to draw them and I'm feeling stuck, I can just, and I can't visualize whatever pose. It's weird because sometimes I'll think up of a pose, but I'll draw it out and it will not look natural. So that's where a reference really comes in clutch, is making stuff look natural and expressive in the right way, rather than just like cool. There is a what's it called? There's a fine line between drawing stuff anatomically correct and like stylized, I feel like. Just finished to study 2D animation, but hands, nope. Yeah, hands are hard, you guys. Hands are hard to draw. But like I said, if you focus on drawing from observation and you really take the time to look at how they work, I know for a fact you'll be able to draw some sweet hands, some lovely expressive hands. For those of you guys that just joined, what's up? Finished this guy earlier in stream, and now I'm working on my second piece. I'm waiting for the first base layer to dry so I could see where everything is, all the values, all of the everything, because it changes. Once it dries up, it lightens up a little bit, and I don't want to be too heavy-handed on certain spots. But yeah. And in the meantime, I'm just hanging out chatting. So if you guys have any questions, write them in chat. If you guys want to see different artwork that I've done, I can pick some up, pull some up, whatever. If y'all want to see some of the sketches that I have planned for the rest of Inktober, let me know. I have those at hand. I haven't sketched out everything, but I've sketched out pretty much. I've sketched out a lot, because it's good to be prepared, especially when you're trying to create almost every day, if not every day. It can be stressful, man. Oof. But yeah, you guys on YouTube, let me know what's going on. If you have questions or you just hanging out, doing other stuff while I'm working on art. And if you guys are on TikTok, hi. I'm probably going to end the stream at like 9. Yeah, so I'm only probably gonna stream like 2 hours tonight versus like the other night. I think I streamed like 4. It was crazy. How far in advance have you prepared for Inktober? Um, that's a good question. I have the idea, and actually the YouTube video that I'm gonna release either today or tomorrow, God only knows if I'll be able to finish it tonight after I stream, is about like preparing for Inktober and how to do art challenges right. And there's many ways to do them right, but in essence is figuring out like your own limitations, your own capabilities, the time that you have at your disposal to invest in all this stuff and creating art and doing the thing. But me personally, I had the idea. I knew that I wanted to use this time to develop the sketches and studies for my collection coming up, and getting my community involved. I knew that I wanted to. Hey, what's up? I'm doing great. Aram, is Fuego. My YouTube channel is Andy space SZ dot dot. Thanks. I knew that I wanted to use this time to work on my sketches and the studies for the pieces that I wanted to do for my collection. I knew that I wanted to get my community involved because I'm so bad at that. And one of the ways I wanted to do that is through streaming and bringing y'all inside the process in a way that's not super stressful for me. For some reason, streaming is not as stressful as recording and then editing and all that nonsense. But so I knew I wanted to do that. And then since I already had the theme for my collection, I had already come up with certain names for pieces and certain like themes I wanted to touch on. And so that's as far as I got. I did some sketches. Here, I'll show you guys while this is drying. Okay. So I got quite a few sketches, to be honest. Like, this is a chunky amount of sketches. I don't know how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have the 11 and then 12, 13. So I have 13 pretty much. And that's a pretty good head start on Inktober, because as time will pass, I'll get inspired by who knows what. And I want to have that freedom to where I can explore all these different things. So I have these. If you guys want to get a sneak peek at some of my favorites, this one's a cool one. Let me show you guys on YouTube. This one's gonna be interesting. Oh, thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. You guys are just amazing. I'm so thankful for you. This one's super cool too. Yeah. I'm excited to see how. That's the thing. So, especially with this style, the sketches are like boundaries for ink. It's not like I don't even know how they're gonna end up turning up looking in the end. Oh, this is actually the piece that started it all. Like that. So it was this tiny sketch, and then I like translated it big. Let me show you guys here. So it started off with this and then morphed into the whole collection. And that's the thing that a lot of people don't understand about sketches. they don't have to be the most thought out things. And depending on your style, they kind of have to not be the most thought out things, because it limits, or it kind of puts a weird boundary on you when you're like using the actual medium to create the finished pieces. So that's one of the things I had to learn the hard way. So yeah, now it's all just exploring and discovering new ways of implementing all the different mediums into this one cohesive style. But yeah, it's all exciting. That was a long answer, TKD. I hope you enjoyed it and it like cleared up a lot of that question you had. For you guys on TikTok that just joined, here's what this piece looks like so far. And I'm just waiting for it to dry a little bit more, this base layer, and then I will continue on. Certain parts of it are dry enough to where I can start like putting more ink down without messing it up. We don't want that. Even though I'm not scared to start over, I don't want to start over right now. It's going so well. Okay, TKD. Do you use a regular colored pencil for sketches? So the pencil I use for sketches is this Kohl erase. It's a red Kohl erase. How much time do you spend on a single sketch? I'm gonna answer this. So yeah, I use this red Kohl erase, or I use a regular pencil if I'm feeling just regular pencil. It depends on the idea. If I have a pretty clear image in my head, it does not take that long for me to sketch it out. If it's a little bit more vague, what I'll do is look for reference images that capture the emotion or a certain pose that I'm looking for that I don't 100% know how to draw from my memory, and use that as a base for my form or for my figure or whatever the case may be, the cloud, the environment, which I don't do that much environmental painting or art. I stick more to figurative portraiture and things like that. But who knows what'll happen in the future. I might dive a little more into landscapes and environments. Mr. Armis Fuego. Awesome. You moved on to YouTube. Thank you. I appreciate that you enjoy the content. But yeah, does that answer your question? So it just depends. On something like one of these that I had reference images for, this does not take me that long to draw. Maybe like 5 or 10 minutes, depending. Yeah, same with this, like 10 minutes on something like this. But I've been drawing for a really long time, which is a really good skill to develop, regardless of what medium you work in. It's really good to know how to draw. So, but yeah, if it's a more complex sketch, it takes me longer. If I'm working on a large painting or piece, I'll sketch it small on paper, and then I'll take a photo of it and put it on my iPad, refine it on there digitally, and then I will use a projector to project it on the canvas to transfer it over to make sure that I get all the proportions and everything right. because that's one of the hardest things about making large scale art is keeping your proportions and everything else in check, like all their relations, all the relationships between everything. um, yeah, I know that's a lot of information. um, More to come. But yeah, that was a good question. I hope I answered it to your. I hope. Yeah, I hope that answer was satisfactory. That's what I'm trying to say. Welcome to you. Yep. Thank you, TKD, for modding kind of in chat. I really appreciate it. But yeah. I don't know if you guys can see all the, like how much, just waiting a little bit for that bottom layer to dry, you can start seeing the ink layer up on top of itself and create these different values, especially when you lay down a lot of water. You can really create some cool cloudy ethereal type textures, which is the whole point of this collection. I do want it to really be a play on words on having your head in the clouds and like being a dreamer and innovator. And at first I was just gonna draw legitimate like cloud backgrounds for these pieces, but the more I thought about it, the more it didn't feel like me, and so I ended up deciding to just make the texture that I was creating with my strokes and with the background more like cloud texture, and have it just represent clouds that way, which I think is a creative way to solve the problem of me not really doing a lot of environmental work, or like painting a lot of environments to begin with. And I know that at some point I will have to, but I really I'm so passionate about this collection and like the things that it represents, that and I don't have the time to dedicate to it to like solve all the problems that I would need to solve to make everything kind of cohesive and seamless. So this is the you're welcome, Chi. This is the answer that I came up with creatively for that problem. Okay, let's see. We have another question on YouTube. Any advice for when you feel down when your art doesn't turn out the way you envisioned? Yeah, I am a big believer in just starting over. And here, I'll give you a good example. So, hold on one second. I'm going to grab something and I'll show you, and I'll be right back. Okay, so last night I wanted to do day one of Inktober and finish it so that way I can do the YouTube video this morning, finish editing it and all that good stuff. And the piece that I made, I was using gouache like I mentioned earlier, and this is what it turned out looking like, which is not the way I wanted my art to look. Like I didn't want the piece to look like this, and then I was going to do the face right here. And I'm not a fan of how this turned out. I did feel a little discouraged, but I put it aside and I knew I wanted to start it over. So I sketched it out real quick and I was like, tomorrow's a new day. And then I created this bad boy. And like, this is so close to what I envisioned. And it might need a little bit more refinement, especially when I translate it to big, like to canvas and stuff like that. But for the most part, this is like it. So that's my advice on when you're feeling down on your art that isn't turning out the way you want it to, it's just, it's okay to acknowledge it, but then don't let it freeze you up. It's okay to take a break and step away from it, go for a run, do something else, hang out with your family for a little bit, but then come back to it and be like, okay, I know what I did wrong. I know why it doesn't look like I want it to look. Let me work on that and make it look like I want it to look. So it's just a lot. Short answer is, don't be afraid to just experiment and do a piece over if you don't feel like it's capturing what you want it to capture. And the more you do this, the better you'll become. Like I mentioned at the beginning of stream, of knowing your process, knowing yourself, and like the things that you like to represent and how you like to represent them with each medium that you like to work with. So yeah. Yeah, Mr. Armis Fuego. I'm just gonna call you Fuego. But yeah, that's how I deal with it. And it used to not be like that. I used to get, I think it was because I do have some natural skill at art. I have like natural talent. Just the way my brain works. I it's very conducive to being an artist, and it did lead to some pride when I was younger. And when it didn't turn out like I envisioned, I would get super bummed out, very upset, especially after I had this heightened idea of myself, I guess. This like heightened view of myself. And it honestly stunted my growth as an artist until I like learned to humble myself enough and know that I'm still learning, I'm still growing, and there's still room to improve. Yeah. So that's my answer to that. That's a good question. Dang. Y'all are hitting it. Y'all are hitting the nail on the head with these questions. That's what I wanted to say. Oh. When I get this tired, since English isn't my first language, I have to start thinking a lot harder about how to formulate different thoughts and ideas. So, pardon my my slowness. But yeah, that's the answer to that, TKD. For you guys on TikTok, here's what it's looking like. It's changed quite a bit. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's looking dope. So I'm using this like ball hinge tripod for my TikTok view, and it's a very smooth, like metallic ball hinge. Doesn't have a lot of grip, so it starts sliding around. Sometimes it's not good. I really wanted the eyes to be focus of this piece, and I might have to go back in with the white charcoal and really make sure I'm bringing them back out, because right now they are not very obvious. They're very obscured. English not your first language. Sounds like Super Mario when I speak English. That's pretty funny. I can relate. I'm from Romania originally, for those of y'all that haven't been following me for that long. So Romanian is my first language. And for the most part, my accent is gone, except when I get really tired, excuse me, or frustrated or angry. It comes out. So, goodness. We are almost finished with the ink portion of this piece, you guys. Almost finished. After I let this dry completely, I'm gonna go in with the white charcoal and mess around with it a bit. Add some. Oh, sorry, TikTok. My phone fell. Oh, there we go. I found the problem, you guys. I found it. There we go. Perfect. I'm gonna bring this guy in and work on some more areas of refinement. I have to be careful because the other piece is taped down and I don't want to mess it up. I can't wait to have a larger stream area, like a larger desk to stream on. So that way I don't have to worry about all of this stuff and I can move my cameras around and all that fun stuff. Yeah. When I move, after I move, I already know the changes that I want to make to my streaming situation so I can not have to worry about all this. Yeah. Do you find art therapeutic? Sometimes. Sometimes I do. When everything turns out great, it's therapeutic. After there's certain pieces that after I finish them and I step back, I'm like, dang, I can't believe I created that. But when that doesn't happen, it can be quite stressful. Kind of like the answer that TKD asked, like advice when you feel down when your art doesn't turn out the way you envisioned. I think for people that do it more on the professional level, it can stop being as therapeutic because they're trying to get a specific result. I guess the things that I find most therapeutic are when I'm just messing around with a new medium, getting to know it. It's kind of like a first date. That's how I like to explain it to people, because you're getting to know the medium, you're getting to know its boundaries, the stuff that it can do and the stuff that it can't do, its personality, how it lays down and how it works with other or with different tools, on different media or on different paper or canvas or whatever. So that part can be therapeutic because it's fun. Kind of, like I said, kind of like meeting somebody for the first time or going on a first date. At least for me, it's not, first dates or meeting people for the first time is not that scary. I actually enjoy it because I'm getting to know this new person, and especially because I'm very picky on who I hang out with, so I know that I let that person into my life. So especially for that reason, and it's the same with art and art supplies. it can translate. It's weird. I know this is a weird analogy, but that's how it is for me sometimes. But yeah, it just depends. I find certain types of art. Well, actually, yeah, it just depends. That's a good question, though. Do you find art therapeutic? Let me know, you guys, if you guys find art therapeutic. Whether the creation of it or just viewing it or whatever the case may be. I'd love to know. We'll see how dry this gets in the next 20 minutes. Because I do plan on ending stream at 10 o'clock. Like I said, I'm pretty beat today. I'm thankful that I got this much done. And I'm looking forward to streaming during the week around noon. And then in the evenings, as I'm refining sketches or whatever the case may be. Yeah, that's going to be super fun. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Do you guys find art therapeutic? What kind of art do you like to do if you do art? What else? Yeah, it is a double-edged sword for sure. Yeah, I think there's a threshold that when you pass, as far as creating art, it becomes, when you're taking it a little bit more seriously, like when you're becoming transitioning to being a professional, it can stop being therapeutic if you're not careful, and especially if you don't have a style that's pretty thought out. I know for me, I was super, even up until last year and until I started discovering this style that I like to do. It was making me very discontent with art. So I would experiment a lot, honestly. Like I have some pieces here on my wall that are like breakthrough pieces for me that I created, and I was like, dang, this is the direction I want my art to take. So I would spend time like analyzing why I like those pieces and what about them spoke to me and kind of relayed the message or the emotion that I was trying to relate. And those were fun. And honestly, the pieces that are those breakthrough pieces for me were pieces that I had zero expectations out of. I just started laying paint or ink down, and then all of a sudden I was like, I ended up with something so cool, and that really resonated with me. Yeah, TKD. It does definitely depend on how you approach making art. Expectations does add a lot of pressure to create and perform some certain things. Um, yeah, and I think that really translates into most areas of life. Unless you really enjoy what you're doing, it can become stressful and it's not therapeutic or like relaxing or enjoyable even sometimes. I'm thankful that it hasn't gotten there for me yet. I mean, there's definitely been moments where I'm like, dang, this is not the most fun, but it quickly resolved itself. Whether I stepped back and went for a walk or went for a run or even took a break for a couple of days, it always, like, it was good. It was good. Good stuff. I would get my inspiration back and continue creating cool things. I'm trying to look at these pieces that I'm creating and make sure that they look different, because since I'm using the same technique or a similar technique, and especially right now using the same, pretty much the same lighting, it's kind of different, but similar lighting. I don't want them to look the same. I make sure They stand out on their own. From Bosnia, what's up? Very cool. Hello from Texas. Welcome to the stream. I've been working on this piece. I finished at the beginning of stream. And then this other piece is taped down right now. It's drying, and I might add a little bit to it before I end the stream at 10 o'clock. Awesome. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it's super fun. I'll show you the piece I'm working on right now. It is this one right here. It's pretty cool looking. It can be a little creepy, a little dark, but I like it. It's very cool. These pieces are turning out awesome. Yeah. I'm excited. How's Bosnia right now? Is it morning time for you guys? Inhaling. Inevitable. Inhale. Inevitable. That's your name. I had to sound it out. Yeah. I don't think this will dry by the end of stream, so we can just chat. If you guys have any more questions, that'll be an amazing time to ask. And yeah, we can just hang out for the rest of the stream. Yeah. So I'm excited for the weekend. It's gonna be busy. I'm helping a friend move tomorrow early in the morning. That's why I'm cutting stream short, because usually I stream pretty long. A 4-hour stream is not unusual for me, but since I have to wake up early, I'm gonna cut it short tonight and get some rest. Plus, I still have to clean up everything from stream. I might edit some YouTube stuff, and yeah. And I'm already feeling my eyes. They're so heavy, my eyelids. I'm gonna drink some more water. Hopefully that'll help. I feel like I'm spacing out a lot from the fatigue. Question from YouTube from TKD. What is your go-to subject to create art? People, landscapes, or etc.? For me, it's definitely figures. So people and portraits, usually mixed with some sort of other elements like animals or some sort of nature to help tell the story. Depends on what it is. Since most of my art revolves around emotion and experiences, my personal work is more figurative. My illustrative work, I do a lot of fantasy type stuff, but it's still like people and things like that. I do like creatures because those you can literally just put shapes together and give it a personality, and it's very cool. But yeah, that's my go-to. Those are my go-to subjects to create. I really enjoy people. I feel like having a character in in an artwork, and I know it doesn't have to be a person or an animal, it can be an inanimate object as well, but that's what I resonate with. And creating emotion and drawing emotion from those really does it for me. And I really like to represent like abstract thoughts in artwork, or like abstract ideas, like, or what's it called when you're like, when you say the bull in the china shop, or which came first, the chicken or the egg, like that kind of stuff I like to represent, which is kind of weird. Oh, landscapes. Yeah, Bob Ross is a master at landscapes. I cannot hope to match his mastery of that. But it's interesting. You could look, or I look at Bob Ross, and I find that I could learn so much for him. Oh, thank you so much, Rachel. I'm so glad you joined stream. It's sadly it's almost ending. I finished this piece earlier, and then I worked on this piece as well. Um, I'm so glad that you're enjoying the content. I haven't posted that much on TikTok. I'm trying to figure out a way. I'm probably going to start cutting snippets out of my live streams and putting them on YouTube, because we talk about some interesting stuff on here, and like I need to make something out of it because I have it already. You might as well, right? But thank you, Rachel. I really appreciate all the love. I'm happy that I can bring joy to people's lives. Get one of these, two of these. But yeah, landscapes are super fun. I do very minimal landscapes, like I mentioned before. I used to be a lot more into landscapes when I was younger. Thanks, Rachel. Appreciate it. But yeah. Yeah. You having a good weekend so far? I know it just started, Rachel. You enjoying your Friday? What's up, guys? Joining the chat on TikTok. Welcome back to you guys that have been here. I'm almost at the end of the stream. I'm just chilling, chatting while my paint dries. But I enjoyed hanging out with you guys for a couple hours. And if I didn't have an early morning, I probably would have hung out for another couple hours and finished this piece as well. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, y'all will see the finished piece tomorrow. Thanks for the love. You guys are... Y'all are awesome. TKD, there's definitely an element of escapism when I try and paint landscapes. That is very interesting to see what it means to people when they paint certain things. I can definitely see escapism in landscapes, especially if they're fantastical. That's what I used to draw when I was a kid, when I was younger. I used to make fantastical landscapes. I just like fantasy and like fiction, all that craziness. So I would draw like floating islands and like super cool cities. I'll have to look and see if I could find some of my old sketches. I think I have some in like my high school sketchbook. Yeah. I think I might have some. I can see that. That's such a cool parallel, or interesting parallel for it to be escapism. in landscape, in painting landscape. You guys on TikTok, let me know what kind of stuff y'all like to make. If y'all make art or just, yeah, let me know. If you make art, what kind of art you make, what it means to you. And yeah, I'd love to know. It's super interesting the difference in the lag on YouTube versus TikTok. I feel like TikTok is definitely way more immediate. On YouTube, it's definitely more laggy. Way more laggy. I think there's like a 10-second delay on YouTube versus TikTok is just, it's pretty immediate, I feel like. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. If you guys are done with questions or interacting in chat, I think I might call it because I'm getting sleepy and I have to wake up early. But I had such a good time hanging out with you. You guys, y'all. Ugh, my brain. Chi animation. Love the process to give life to an idea. Yes. Yes, Chi. That is cool. I messed around with animation a little bit on Procreate. It is very fun. I have a question off YouTube. Do you listen to music when you make art? If I'm not streaming, I usually don't listen to music while I'm making art because I don't know. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I put on a movie, but most of the time I just like silence. I don't know. There's something interesting about headspace when you're creating. And silence usually gives me the best headspace. But yeah, TKT, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out in chat on YouTube. I'm glad I got to know you a little better, and I'm definitely going to check out your YouTube and see some of your art. You guys on TikTok, love y'all as always. Thank you for keeping me company, and I'll see you guys next week. Like I said, I will be streaming almost every day during the week at noon, doing this, and then once I run out of my sketches, I'll probably stream in the evenings as well. But if you guys want to see both views, you guys on TikTok, make sure you follow me on YouTube because you can see what I'm doing while I'm talking. And yeah, I love you guys. I hope y'all get some good rest too. I hope y'all have an incredible weekend. Love y'all. And I'll see y'all in my next stream or my next piece of content. Wherever I'll see y'all. Bye.